How in the world could the Jewish people be an ethnicity if you have Ethiopian Jews, Yemenite Jews, German Jews, Russian Jews, American Jews? You have converted Jews. Ivanka Trump is a Jew. How are these all of the same ethnicity? Ethnicity also, besides descent, may or may not involve descent, it also involves some cultural aspect. How in the world is it possible that a Yemenite Jew, my son has a friend whose grandfather was a Yemenite, or perhaps Moroccan, I forget offhand. But the picture of this guy's grandfather, he's sitting on a carpet with a turban, with a hookah and an earring in his ear. And he probably eats stuff like, he doesn't eat hot dogs and apple pie. He also doesn't eat gefilte fish and cholent. They ate Arabic food. They spoke the Arabic language. They had Arabic dress. They had Arabic, they spoke Arabic language. What cultural, not religious, cultural, or anything that's not religious, commonality do they have with the German Jews in Germany?
Well, most Jewish communities do trace their roots to ancient Israelites.
The genetic or cultural, which one? Look,
Both.
Where's the cultural? Genetic, we know. That's not a question. According to Judaism, we're all grandchildren of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Although Abraham, we also have genetic relationship with the Arabs and the non-Jews, because Abraham had two children, Yitzchak and Yishmael. The Arabs are descendants of Yishmael. Not all of Abraham's children were Jewish, not all of Isaac's children were Jewish, but Jacob's children were. That's descent. Descent is not the same as ethnicity. Me and my grandchildren, my children, my grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, we're not our own ethnicity, even though we have our own descent. And according to Judaism, we all come from Adam. There are Jews and Arabs and non-Jews that come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Tell me where you divide it up and say, okay, this common descent makes an ethnicity.
Ethnicity is a complicated thing.
The Zionists often do it the opposite way. When they have an idea that's not really palatable, first they disseminate the application. In this case, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. Why? Well, obviously, why would anybody hate Israel? It must be he's an anti-Semite, or there's a double standard. There's no other country in the world that's asked to dismantle, only Israel, so it must be it's anti-Semitism. Or, look, anti-Zionism results in anti-Semitism, all these type of things. All of them are refutable, but there is a real reason why they themselves, meaning the Prime Minister of Israel, the other government officials of Israel, and the original architects of this idea that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, why they say it is.
Why is critiquing Zionism so important to you?
Because Zionism didn't change. There's an ideology called Zionism that existed independent and before there was any conflict with Palestinians. It wasn't even inevitable that there would be a conflict, because remember, the Zionists had ideas about Uganda, Kenya today. They had other ideas. There were even Zionists that didn't think they need a state altogether, right? The cultural Zionists. There were all sorts of things. But Zionism is an ideology. The way Zionism was implemented, the Palestinians were in the way. But Zionism exists as an ideology. And that ideology is directly, well, put it this way, it's incompatible with Judaism, and not only incompatible, it's really designed as a poison for Judaism, to destroy Judaism. Netanyahu, before he came to America to speak to Congress regarding Barack Obama's Iran deal, he said, I come to America to represent not only the people who voted for me, but all Jews all over the world. He's not the Pope of the Jews, the way the Pope is the Pope of the Catholics.
I don't like that guy. I mean, he does things that are wrong.
But it's not just Netanyahu. All the way from the beginning of Zionism, Theodor Herzl, in his book, The Jewish State, said that the Zionists have a right, a legal right, to speak in the name of all Jews, and he went around saying he did. The legal right was an ancient Roman law called negotiorum gestio, which says that if you have a piece of chattel with nobody to take care of it, you, as a stranger, could manage it on behalf of the owner. The Jews have nobody to take care of them, so the Zionists become the legal gestors of the Jews, and they can speak in the name of the Jews. Our president, President Trump, well, last time he was president, and in a little while he will be again, he spoke to a group of Jews and he said, your prime minister, referring to Netanyahu, your country Israel. No head of state would refer to any group in a country, those citizens of his country, as a foreign head of state being your prime minister. Israel claims to be the state of all Jews. No other country does that.
That's problematic of Donald Trump. That's problematic of Netanyahu.
It's problematic of Zionism in general, because that's what Zionism says. The 2018 nation state law says Israel is not just that Jews in Israel have more rights. Israel is the nation state of all Jews. Israel claims that the Jews are a nationality,